We don't play the social game. We are social. Power 98.5.
Hi, this is Dan Aykroyd. He's progressive. He's beautiful. He's thoughtful. He's intelligent. He's powerful. He's positive. He is Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 Satellite Radio.
You're listening to Power 98.5, powered by United Angels Dream, your number one resource for public relations, entertainment, and multimedia. Contact them today at unitedangelsdream.com.
Empowering listeners from the US to the UK. Live on air with Stephen Cuoco.
Hi, this is Casper Van Dien from Starship Troopers, Tarzan, Sleepy Hollow, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Tune in to an interview with acclaimed radio personality Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5.
Can you believe we're nearing the middle of December? It's it's the 9th already. Oh my God, I got to get my vehicle inspected. What else do I have to do? I know I got to do my monthly, actually I got my monthly reports done already for the station to submit that in for royalty purposes. January is approaching. Is everyone ready for 2023? Yeah, it's like, I'm going to tell you, my assistant, she's looking at me like, yeah, we're already there. It's like between the projects and thank God for my clients and everything else that's going on and happening. Whether you're listening to us on the Power 98.5 satellite radio website, power985.com, or on the iOS or Android app, make sure you go there, share love, support, comment, compliments, whatever you want to give and share. Click the bottom icon in the right-hand corner and send me and my team real-time direct messaging. Love it. My favorite feature on my website. I had to change companies. I was with Squarespace for a while for the station. Love it. I use that for my PR firm. Love Squarespace. But I had to go over to someone different. I wanted this station to be more interactive and online, available and ready. Almost like a Twitter and, better than Twitter. But, we've got music artists and authors and actors. We've got Erik Fellows 3 times. Come on as many times as you want. We've got him on today. We're going to be talking about his new film, Divorce Bait, which is released today. So, once again, I love getting it in, whether you've got a new release of a song or, a film. Let's get you on. We've got Brooklyn Webb. She's coming up on December 13th at 9 a.m. Pacific. All great things of Brooklyn. We're going to be talking about social media. We're going to be talking about other things. I'm not going to drop too much. You're going to have to find out when we get her video and see what she's going to share with us on that. We recently had Michael J. Pearson, actor and school teacher Michael J. Pearson. He was on December 7th. That is available now. You can head on over to Amazon Music, Amazon Audible, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Once again, we are not a podcast. This is a radio show. I just utilize those podcast channels and platforms for you. If you're not able to tune into a live interview, just like, Mr. Erik Fellows is with us today, but it's also going to be recorded. We will re-air these shows, and you can head on over to power985.com. You can go ahead and click the tab that says live music, or if you're on a home page, you can go ahead and click that tab that's right there that says tap in live. The schedule is there, whether you're looking for Catherine and Company with Catherine Swain, Resilient You with Alicia Pazzoni, or even my show. Check the live re-aired recording of when we're live to just catch up. If you happen to not be able to listen to any of the shows on Power 98.5, the whole reason I'm utilizing iHeart and Amazon and everyone else and with their support is so that you can listen anytime on the train, in your Uber, on the plane, wherever you are, at your leisure, so you can go ahead and not miss what we are talking and discussing about. All great things in news, sports, entertainment, and more. Yeah, where is it? I know I've got it. This is going to be my opening. My opening up close and personal with you today. Bless yourself with patience and unconditional belief that everything is happening for your highest good right now. Everything is working out for you. You deserve to feel good inside, and your inner life is your home. What that all means is everything starts with you, and how and what you feel within yourself, and what you do about how you handle situations and people and circumstances in your life is going to make all the difference in your betterment and well-being of how you think and feel and believe about yourself. Let's see. We've got anything else we need? Or are we all caught up? Yeah, because I want to get right to Erik, because he's in the middle of a couple things going on right now. And yeah, all right. So we're all caught up. If you got any questions for Erik, want to share any love and support, head on over to power985.com or the iOS or Android app. Send us a direct message. Woo! Yeah. Christine, I love my assistant, Christine and Christina. Someone made a comment, I think it was Torelli a while back ago. She's like, does that ever get confusing? I'm like, no. I can tell the difference. The award-winning actor, Mr. Erik Fellows, is most known for his role as Troy Winston in the long-running NBC's daytime soap opera Days of Our Lives. He's also had lead roles in movies such as 2019's Being Rose with Cybill Shepherd and James Brolin, Texas Heart, American Cowslip, playing opposite to icons such as Val Kilmer. We're going to talk about, all this and more. The third time around, many more. But we're going to talk about divorce bait and why Erik is really one of the most incredible, amazing people that I know of in this world. His energy is infectious. He moves faster than Superman. Great smile, great guy. And I don't know how anybody can complain or say anything bad. Not that I'm aware of anybody would or could, but it's just, you got to understand that Erik moves in a way that Erik does best. And he also has a very kind heart. And so with that being said, Erik, what else do you not do that you can do that is just always fucking amazing?
My God, there's so many, every time I come on, so many wonderful comments. It's the best way to wake up in the morning, coming on your show, because you literally, if anything, I would say all that for you as well, because it's like, it's as infectious as anything. I'm just like, I went from being like, thinking about all the things I have to do today. And then I was just start laughing and smiling. So I'm like, oh man, the Superman thing you could stick with. I love that.
All right.
Superman's my favorite superhero. So to be compared to Superman is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I thank you for the compliments, Steven. I just try to get by, bro. I just try to maintain a somewhat of a normal, well, I don't know if it's normal, but I'd say happy life, and try to make people smile and be good to people, because I really think people need to be good to people, to be honest with you.
Absolutely. Big shout out.
Especially now.
Oh, yeah. Big shout out to Jay Palarulo. Big thanks. He says, I'm glad I discovered Power 98.5. It's a great site. Thank you, Jay. And Christina will be sending that information over to you soon. I know she told me that you were asking about something, but thanks for tuning in. And I'm really happy that you're loving the station. And we've got Erik Fellows here today. We've got to talk about, you just got done with Starfucker, and now you've got another film. It's like, what's happening? Usually there's in between space time, but you've got back to back here.
Yeah, no, I'm thrilled about it, actually. Well, as we spoke before about Starfucker, that took years to assemble because of just the content in general, but also the time frame of releasing the film, going through the last couple of years of what we went through, and then the whole Me Too movement made it kind of complicated with this kind of story about Hollywood and about kind of the transition of this character, and it was a little bit difficult to figure out and fine tune releasing this film when the right time was for it. So it was supposed to be released a lot sooner than it was, but I'm happy that it actually came out when it did, because it was the perfect timing. And this film, we had shot Divorce Bait, which is out today, everyone, December 9th. It's in limited theaters in a handful of cities. It's in Austin, it's in Dallas, it's in Seattle, it's in Minneapolis, and it's in Cali, not in Los Angeles. For some reason, they released in Riverside. So if anybody is in those areas, I think it's in the Galaxy Theaters at the moment. So you can look up showtimes for that. Divorce Bait, we shot during the pandemic about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. About 2 years ago now, about 2 years ago is when we started the film. And now it's out today. Actually, it's a rom-com, and it's a raunchy rom-com. It's actually on the same like line of Starfucker with the humor and the the content. To be honest with you, I mean, it's a different type of film story, but it's on the same level of humor. The comedy is at the same level, 100%. It's kind of like in the vein of like Bridesmaids, that kind of comedy. So it's we love it. They did a great job with the film. Christina, the writer, and Patrick, the director. They're a husband and wife, writer director team that really talented and has some great stories. I've worked with them a bunch of times, actually. I had another film come out with them a few years back called In Other Words. Done a bunch of other stuff, TV pilots and other films. So she always gives me something tasty to work with. So I'm really glad to be part of the film. And Vanessa Vasquez is the lead actress playing Alexis, and Justin Birdie is the lead guy playing Marco. And I am the conflict. I am the ex-boyfriend, Samuel Gray, who comes back into the picture. And it's a very interesting storyline because she has some insecurities, hasn't had the best of luck in relationships, Alexis, and she is tempted to divorce bait her friends and his friends to see if she fakes a divorce on social media, to see who comes out of the woodwork to try to steal her husband away if she's no longer in the picture. And she gets a curveball thrown at her because during the process, she was a very successful hand model at one point in her life, which is very interesting because she's actually a really beautiful girl. So the comedy of it is that she was a very successful hand model, and she hasn't been in that business for years. She ends up replacing someone for a gig that had burnt their hand. So she ends up replacing them in this hand campaign. I'm the photographer. Samuel Gray's an artsy, sort of arrogant, goofy, but like has this kind of air about him, photographer who's shooting the campaign. So I end up shooting the campaign that she makes her debut or her comeback in. We end up sort of having this reuniting because we used to be together years before. We had this very hot, steamy relationship when we were younger. And it gets to a point, I don't want to say too much because I want people to see the movie, that, Samuel never got over her. She's always like, oh my God, he's the one who got away. Even though she is still in love with her husband very much, but tempting sort of that the whole divorce bait thing on her friends because of her past insecurities and stuff, where her husband says, please don't do this. This is ridiculous. Why would you do this? And it kind of unfolds from there, and I'll let people kind of check it out to see what happens. But there's this conflict in the film where, she's still in love with her husband, but then her ex comes back into the picture and all this drama ensues. So it's really funny. Really funny. They did a great job with it. I'm very proud of the film, and I'm proud of everybody involved. So I'm excited for everyone to see it.
You look great we consider it what, a movie, film, same?
Yeah, it's a movie, film.
Yeah.
They're all the same.
You look fantastic in there, and the scene
Thank
where
you.
you get what is it? Accidentally stabbed in the leg with the pencil.
I don't know if it's actually. It's really funny because well, initially, because that scene is kind of a transition scene from the scene, because when I first see her again after all those years, she's in my studio. We're about to shoot the campaign, and again, it's really funny. So you have to watch how it unfolds. But that's the scene. The next transition scene, taking us from that scene where I first see her in the movie, and Samuel has a way about him. Again, he's kind of got this arrogance away where he thinks he can get away with whatever he wants. So in the first scene, I see her for the first time, and I go and I give her a kiss, but I don't give her a kiss. I kiss her 3 times. I kiss her forehead, then I kiss her nose, and I'm like, oh my God, you spent so long. And then I go to kiss her on the lips. It's like we had never left our relationship or something. So Samuel thinks he can just basically do whatever he wants. And then, we're having this talk, we're eating hot dogs. And evidently in our relationship, we always used to love these very, big hot dogs that we would get at different venues every time we go to. It's very ridiculous, actually. And the idea was initially when I went to go kiss her again, after she's told me, Eric, not Eric, Jesus, Samuel, I'm married, you can't do this. I go to try to kiss her again while we're eating hot dogs. And then the original screenplay had in that she just smashes the hot dog with all the mustard, ketchup, and relish in my face as a reaction to it. Well, they thought they'd up the ante a bit, and that her hair's being held up with a pencil, kind of twisted in her hair. So her reaction literally was, as I went to go kiss her, she pulls it out of her hair and stabs me in the freaking leg. And it was ridiculous, man. And on a funny note, it was crazy. They're like, let's just see how this plays out, guys. I think we want to up the ante. Let's just have you stab him in the leg with a pencil. Because evidently Samuel loves pain. So she stabs me with a pencil, and it turns into this where I'm belting ah! And then she's thinking, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It was a reaction or a habit, because she's kind of where her life was, who she is. That's kind of something that Alexis would do, is stab you or something, because that's just her defense mechanism. So then, I'm in pain, and she's like, and I'm like, oh, I'm screaming, and I'm like, bad habit, what? And she goes to pull it out. I'm like, no, don't touch it. And I'm like, just leave it in for a bit. And she's like, look at me, and she remembers that Samuel is kind of into S&M sort of weird shit. And she goes to touch the pencil. I'm like, well, it hasn't touched the bone yet. So she's tapping on it, and I'm basically having this crazy orgasm from this pencil. It's you have to see the scene. It's wild, man. And everyone's dying on the ground laughing because we turned it into hot dog being smashed in the face to me getting stabbed with a pencil and having an orgasm.
It's really good. Yeah, I love the trailer. Actually, I want.
Yeah, you're gonna love the movie.
I can't wait. I want to play the trailer. Let's go ahead and.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
What's wrong? Greg and Julie are getting a divorce. Oh, he's so sad and lonely. This mother. The body's not even cold yet.
Oh, man, are you all right?
Yeah.
It's hard.
Is it hard? Is it hard right now?
Oh.
What if we pretended to get separated? Divorce bait everyone. I wonder which one of my friends would reach out to you first.
That is a terrible idea.
I am sorry for what you both are experiencing at home.
Okay, I think we're done here.
We're getting a divorce?
What did you do? What did you do?
I am not losing another man to one of these backstabby hoes.
Relax, Cardi B. You're not gonna lose me. She wants to find out who she can trust. She put the fake post up that we're getting a divorce.
It's hard to find a man, a good man.
Jesus. What are you doing?
I told you, You never know who it's gonna be. How are you?
How are you? Come here. You look so beautiful.
Okay.
Oh, this guy, he still has feelings for you. I warned you that something like this would happen. And then you go out and you kiss your ex.
Oh, God! So sorry. It was just an instinct.
That temptation is everywhere.
It's just an experiment.
You could really screw this up if you don't trust him.
Divorce brought you to me and me to you.
You make me happy.
You're gonna spend so many nights thinking how she did you wrong, but you'll grow strong.
Are you quoting Gloria Gaynor?
I sure am, my love. Do you like it?
I'm excited for this.
That's the short trailer. I think it's one that Samuel Goldwyn put out. The long trailer, they're both good. I mean, they're both good. The long one obviously shows a bit more. It's really good, man. Like tonight we're actually having a private screening for cast and sort of, I guess, friends, cast and friends and stuff like that. We put together last second. Samuel Goldwyn was going to do one, but then time scheduling for him and all this stuff. So we ended up, Vanessa and the bunch put together a screening tonight in Beverly Hills at a theater. So we're having like a little red carpet and all that stuff tonight at 8. But it's going to be, it did really well. The first premiere, we packed the house, 300 some people, got a standing ovation. It did well at San Diego Film Festival. It did the Latino Film Festival in New York. The reviews on it have been great. I think people are really enjoying it. It's a really refreshing sort of romantic comedy with this raunchy end to it. It's like, I'm telling you, it's in the vein of like Bridesmaids on the level of like the comedy.
Yeah.
So I think I think you're gonna dig it, man. It's definitely your type of film. I think you're gonna love it.
I love the slogan: "Keep your friends close, but your husband closer."
Yeah, you have to. You sure have to. It's funny, they're doing posts right now. Like I'm seeing everything coming in, and like we're doing giveaways and stuff. We have all kinds of divorce bait merchandise, and we'll see where it goes, man. I mean, it's it's interesting to have two back-to-back kind of like absurd comedies come out. I'm thrilled to be part of very, very different movies, but in the same sort of genre.
This is let me tell you something. I really enjoyed Starfucker. I really did.
I'm glad you did. Yeah, it's still doing well. It's doing well. I mean, I know it's coming out on another platform, like Xumo TV, shortly. I know they picked it up. Some interesting things happen with it because our distributor had put it out on Tubi. It's done really well on Tubi. It's in Tubi US and in Mexico, and from what I understood, it was Australia. I'm not sure if it's still on Tubi Australia. And then Amazon Prime Video in the States, and then Prime Video in the UK. From what I understand, it's done well on both platforms. It definitely needs to go out to more. We're going to visit those opportunities soon. But from what I understand by the numbers, it's done really well from what our distributor, definitely above average from what we were expecting. It's, but we had opportunities over in Australia initially with Netflix and all that stuff. But evidently, because it came out on Tubi over there, it kind of messed up some of the deals for international over there because it had already been released, which was kind of out of our hands. It wasn't something that we agreed to, but in all saying that, I'm just happy the movie's out and people are enjoying it, and it's still highly rated. So I'm glad that people enjoy it.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and I think with Divorce Bait, what I encourage you to do is to continue on that path to get more involved with films like that.
Yeah, for sure. And it's actually Divorce Bait's actually helping getting back traffic on Starfucker, because a lot of the articles that are coming out and that have been discussed on some of the in the articles and the podcasts I've been on for Divorce Bait have been reflecting back on Starfucker. So a lot of they're pushing traffic back to Starfucker because it's in the same genre, but also because it's they're so close together with the release. So it's kind of helping on both sides. So I'm definitely going to work that angle. But yeah, it definitely was a lot of work getting Starfucker out there, being the producer on it and kind of being part of every aspect of getting the thing out there. But I learned a lot. I'm not a producer on Divorce Bait, but I am producing a handful of things right now. It looks like we just got green lit completely on A Beating Heart, which is a psychological thriller I'm producing and I'm the lead of. We're just locked in with a funding and a distributor. So, which I have to say, thanks to your help, actually, Stephen, it was I met someone through the groups that you set up. So I appreciate that.
Good, really. That's
I really
awesome.
did. Yeah. No, and then me and you will definitely be doing a lot of stuff because your energy is the same. So I have to say I appreciate you tremendously.
I appreciate you, and I receive that, and I know you do. You're not a bullshitter. And I want to share something with you. This is something that recently came out. This is what I'm talking about. All right. There's a very well-known and established music artist called J Wolf. J and then WXLF. He's coming out with a new release on the 15th. I want to share this because this is important. This is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So where is it? Where did he put it here? The song is called, all right, I had an interview with him. The song's called Fire in My Heart, releasing on December 15th. He was on my show, and what was amazing, this has never been done before. A music artist has never done this before, where he had taken a part of the interview I had. He incorporated me asking him a question and giving an answer, and it's at the beginning of the song.
No way.
We all
That's
know that
amazing.
I'm the first PR person to have ever launched a satellite radio station that's syndicated now in 200 countries. The thing of it is that he has done this to where he had taken that interview, and it's releasing once again on December 15th, called Fire in My Heart. Marcos actually was gracious and very kind and did an article on it. And it's like, I was astounded when J Wolf sent me what was it? It wasn't an instant message. It was a text message, and asked my permission if he could do it. And I'm like, I never thought anybody would think of taking a clip from an interview, an audio clip, and to include me asking a question and then include the answer of what was said into a song.
That's incredible. And that's very clever. Very clever and original, but it also shows his appreciation.
Yeah. I mean,
hugely. I mean, that's really amazing, actually. I want to hear this song.
Yeah, December
Obviously,
15th.
you can't play it yet, but
no.
I want to hear it. Well, first of all, congrats to him and congrats to you.
Thank you.
It's very awesome of Marcos Papadakis to I always wonder if I'm saying his name wrong. He wants to punch me in the face. Did I say it right?
Papadatos. Yeah.
Papadatos. All right. Yeah. Papadatos. I grew up with Greeks, so I know how to say the last names. Demopoulos, Bafidis.
Yeah.
Oh God, I just mentioned their names on the radio. They're gonna be like, oh my God.
I haven't heard those names in so long since living on the East Coast.
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. Well, I grew up all within the same 3-block radius, went to school together. So it's like and they pretended. I used to play basketball, obviously, throughout my early years. That was my first passion. I think we discussed this, but they played in this Greek basketball league, and I'm half Italian, but I could pass for Greek. And they used to pretend that I was Greek, so I'd have to sign in to these basketball leagues and make up some I was a cousin of theirs, and I was basically Greek half of my young childhood. So it was actually pretty funny. I had to pretend to be Greek the whole time.
Well,
but yes, I grew up with a lot of Greeks.
You could actually pass for one. Not that you
for sure.
Yeah. Not that
for
you
sure.
specifically look Greek, but you can play a couple different roles. And here's the thing. The simplest part is you change your hair color. I think you can do different things. I think you can play a Russian too. Well, my fiance is Polish, so it's not too far from it, even though they don't like to associate with that. Going and I've been in Poland a bunch of times. About to be in Poland on Saturday, but it's funny. I can chameleon into some different things, which I guess is a good thing. Mm-hmm.
So I can't wait to hear this song.
Yeah, I mean, so
one more time with the title.
The title of the song is "Fire in My Heart" by J Wolf.
Fire in My Heart.
Yep.
Okay, no, let's go. That's a great title.
December 15th on all platforms. You can check out the article now. It's J Wolf, music artist J Wolf, J, and then WXLF.
Fire in My Heart. I love it. I love that he incorporated you in there. Well, that just shows how gracious he was.
It is.
Yeah, that's great. Congrats to that, man. Well, I wish him the best success.
In the article, he wrote, "I chose to add that part of the interview because the question Stephen Cuoco asked, and my answer was so deep to me that I had to really look into myself. It's a very moving song that involves so much energy, drive, and momentum. It's meant to inspire you and make you go after your dreams."
I love it. Well, it's exactly what when you said the title, it's exactly what I thought. That's the whole perspective I got from the title. So that's really awesome, man.
Thank you.
It really is.
Once we work on a project together, can you imagine the favors I'm going to be like, not the favors, but like getting a hold of my journalist
I already thought of a way
friends?
I can incorporate the things we've talked about and all the things. I mean, I've been putting together like EPKs for myself, putting out there for different things and trying to incorporate, because I can't use any like verbal in an EPK. I mean, if they click on the link.
Yeah.
So I have, my EPK that I have you added into as one of for the PR part of it. But it would be cool to be able to incorporate that in visually, but adding that sort of portion of what we've discussed, because there's a lot of things you've said, especially Superman. No, you said some. No, you're very complimentary, man, and you, you see a good one when you see one, and you definitely have a great heart, man, and you really only mean well of helping. I see how many people you help, dude. It's pretty incredible, actually.
Thank
you. Your mom raised you well, buddy.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to honestly say you're right. No, you're right. It was my mother who, actually both of my parents who adopted me. You got to consider back then in the 80s, it was very hard to place children, and there was no other home. And I'm grateful because without them, and you're right, without my mom and without my parents, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And I wouldn't even be who I am today in a lot of ways. I am who I am. However, they gave me permission to allow myself to be myself.
Yes. Well, I will say the same exactly for my parents as well. I mean, my parents have supported me on all levels, and they still, every second of my life up until this point. I mean, I talk to my mom 100 times a day, and I talk to my dad very often as well. So yeah, no, they've always, I'm an only child as well. I don't know if you're only a child within that family, but only children have these weird perspectives in life at times. But I'm very grateful for my family in general. But my parents have always been nothing but supportive through all the good times and bad times. And I wouldn't be where I am at all without them, not even close. So I definitely understand and respect that, man. So yeah, your parents are good, man.
Do you find it difficult, or do you find it a little bit disheartening if somebody doesn't understand you for who you are?
Yeah, I mean, I try not to think about that as much anymore. I mean, because there's going to be a lot of people that might not understand why you are the way you are. Those types of people, I mean, look, whether someone's going to, care for you or not, I mean, you gotta respect their decisions on all that. I like to try to be as simplified as possible for people to understand why I am the way I am. But I mean, I am a certain way. I do compromise quite a bit, actually, which has also gotten me in a lot of trouble compromising sometimes. Sometimes you compromise yourself so much that you actually end up veering yourself from the positive. So I used to let things bother me a lot more. I think as I've gotten older, I kind of just, the people that are in my life, that have stayed in my life, the people that love me and respect me, I think they appreciate me and they understand. I've learned to become a much more grounded human being, but also a hustling person, especially the last couple of years. So, yeah, I mean, people are going to either love me or they're going to not love me. I mean, I can't worry about that too much, because when we sit back and we worry constantly on why someone might not understand us or love us, then we're taking away from the respect for ourselves anyway. I mean, to be honest, that's how I look at it. But I would like people to understand why I am the way I am, and I try to explain why I am the way I am. But it should just kind of explain itself, I feel.
I would say when you allow yourself to lead with that, to let it explain itself, whether it be emotional, mental, verbal, you don't need to really say much, Erik. You say enough just by you standing in your space of truth and who Erik Fellows really is. And with that, I see that other side of you. That's why I respect you so very much. I know that you can have really great conversations, and you've got enormous energy. And I also know that in your stillness, you still speak very well. And there's a lot more that speaks about you in your stillness and quietness.
Yeah, I've heard this before. Actually, it's so funny. One of my director friends, Mark, who's directed me a bunch of stuff, who directed Starfucker and a bunch of other films I've done, it's always like, Erik, he said what you just said. He's pretty much relayed to me. He's like, you don't have to do much, dude. You're already there. Like, you don't even have to really even do anything. And it's interesting to hear that, because you're like, what do you mean? At first, when he used to say that to me when we first started doing movies, he's like, trust me. He's like, you don't have to do much, man. So just remember that. And I've heard that over years. Just kind of just let you be you, and the rest will come. So I appreciate you saying that, and it's nice to hear that coming from you, and just from hearing that over the period of years. But yeah, I agree with you. But I'm a talker. I like to talk. I have a lot to say. Sometimes I'm just like, all right, Erik, shut the fuck up.
Oh, it's all right. Don't worry about it. It's okay. And I'm going to tell you this. You don't need to confirm or deny or say anything. But if somebody ever perceived you of like, oh my goodness, does he have ADHD or is he hyperactive? You're just you. I don't really see it as something that needs to be diagnosed about yourself.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is my personality. I haven't even had coffee yet. Probably that's the ADHD. I think a lot of us have that. I think most humans actually have it. Just because I know a lot about that. And especially working in this business, you meet more and more people that have it from one end of the spectrum to the other, whether they're not talkers at all, or talk a lot, or overly speak, or just you're really not sure how to read them. I mean, a lot of it's from my Italian side. They're all talkers. They all have a big mouth, and they all have things to say. In this business, I've learned to hone in on all that, understanding my strong points. But yeah, no, this is who I am. This is, I would be like this with or without coffee, with or without diagnosis of something. It's just who I am. I've just learned to kind of hone in on what's the important part of it in the business aspect of it. But yeah, no, this is my personality.
I can honestly relate to you because I grew up the same way in my biological family. And I was actually, when I was in foster care, they tested me for everything: ADD, ADHD, bipolar, all that stuff. Yeah. I didn't have it. They said I'm just a very energetic kid that has a lot of energy. And like you, I know how to take charge of a conversation. And they wanted to try to push to see, I think he's got ADHD. My mother was a nurse, and maybe we need to put, my mom like, no, And then she took me to another specialist. And he's like, no, he does not have ADHD. He's just a kid that's filled with a lot of energy and a lot of life. And he's like, that's normal. That's what the doctor said. That's normal. So that's why I said and asked you what I did, because I can relate to that energy because I grew up the same way.
Yeah, no, it's just, and the funny thing is I've always kind of been like this, but it was only not into my like later years that I become as aggressive towards conversation. I mean, I always was, but only when I was more comfortable. At this point, I kind of made it like a part of me to be more talkative when I realized, why am I not showing who I was almost like holding back from who I really was a lot of my first years in Los Angeles. Because in LA, you always try to figure out how you're supposed to be, or like you want people to like you or these people to hire you. You're thinking like, okay, well, I got to speak now, or I got to be quiet here, or not give my opinion here. And I just learned, okay, people can see through all that stuff. And I mean, I know I can. So I've kind of brought it more, involving more of myself into topics and understanding things, because I felt very limited to what I was showing from who I was. And I wasn't very happy like that. I mean, I literally tried to not even try. It comes naturally for me to even ask somebody how their day's going when you go to a CVS. I used to never do stuff like that. Like get in an elevator and just say, hey, how's your day? I don't even know how not to do that anymore, because I feel like so many people kind of just kind of keep to themselves, which I actually, to bring up the topic, I had to learn when I go to Poland. I was saying hi to everyone on the streets. Well, in Poland, that's very different. They're nice people over there, don't get me wrong, but they don't do that. They kind of just stare at each other and they walk past and kind of give you this weird look. But like I say hi, like, hey, how's it? Hello, how are you? Test. Like, I've learned to speak some Polish, but it's funny to me. Like she's like, my girl was like, no, they think you're like, you want something from them or you're gonna ask them for money. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, they don't say hi to each other. She's like, no, nobody really talks here. I'm just like, oh, that's cool. That's real cool. So I'm like saying hi to everyone. So now I have to like put on this face when I'm walking on the streets in Poland. I'm just everybody just stares at each other. No, it's really weird. Actually, I've come a long way from that. Yeah. So it's like nobody says hi. So it's okay. I'll just give them a nudge.
Well, that's just like living in New York.
Yeah, no, I know. Trust me. Yeah, you everyone says hi with their movements, and yeah, when you get shoved out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I did New York first before I got here. So I had some sort of practice before, but that's far from who I am these days.
No, you're perfectly who you are.
I appreciate that, man.
I want to thank you for being with us today. Where can we find Divorce Bait?
Everywhere. It's on. Okay, let me tell you. Hold on one second.
Take your time.
Let me see. I can actually send this over to you too, so you could see.
Let me see. Let's see if Christina. We got it.
All right, so it's in theaters, but in those cities that I mentioned. So it's in Austin, it's in Dallas, it's in Seattle, it's in Minneapolis, and it's in LA, but Riverside, that's the city it's in playing. It's Galaxy Theaters today, and it's on DirecTV, Spectrum, Amazon Prime Video, Dish Network, iTunes, Vudu, Roku, and Fire TV.
Awesome. Yeah, Christina just said it's the information we have comes out today, video on demand, digital, and all same day. But I'm glad you...
All same day, yeah. I don't know how long it'll be running in the theaters, but again, it's limited theaters. And again, how that all works sometimes, if it's doing well, they extend. But I think the major thing to focus on is the VOD. And it's pretty much, it's on every platform that you can get VOD on. So should be pretty accessible for people that have that opportunity to see it there.
Yeah, it should definitely be easy. No fuss or muss over that. I want to see you on a Netflix film. You belong on Netflix.
We're working on it, man. We're working on it. because Netflix is such a entirely different entity to everything else. Because everyone's always like, "Oh, is it on Netflix?" But people don't realize it's actually, when you're selling movies or unless it's indirectly through Netflix, especially these days, Netflix doesn't really take on too many independent projects the way they used to. Because Starfucker actually initially almost went to Netflix. It was at Netflix for a while before the decision was made that we didn't go there. But yeah, that would be great. That would be cool. It's just like anything. Once you get in with Netflix, it's kind of like you're part of the machine. So there's a bunch of stuff coming this year I'm excited about, and we'll see where they go. But yeah, definitely A Beating Heart's going to be going, looking at start date of April. And I have a bunch of movies coming out after that. I got No Tears in Hell. I've got a movie I just finished called Sunlight. Director Mark David as well. It's a true story based on a guy with personality syndromes, personality disorders, bipolar, and multiple personality disorder. It's a true story, actually. And it went really well. I play the lawyer to his character in that film. And I've already seen the lock cut, actually. It's really, really good. And I think people are going to really, really be taken from this film. So Sunlight, and then I've got Christmas film that has been postponed for a couple of years, and hopefully it's coming out this next year, called Love is in Bel Air. I have a horror film I'm starting in February called Autumn's Rotten. What else? I don't even know. It's on there. It's on my IMDb somewhere. So there's a bunch of stuff coming out that's cool, but I'm really excited about this Beating Heart film that I put together.
Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Very happy, very proud of you.
Thank you, buddy.
Who would you like to give a shout out to?
You. I always give a shout out to Marcos for the introduction. Always. Thank you, buddy. My divorce bait people. Today's the day. Yay. Be Vanessa and Justin and Christina and Patrick and the whole entire cast. There's too many people to name. My buddy Mark David. Hope he's over in Jordan right now and then going to India. Good luck over there. My parents, mom and dad, Adeline and Jim Fellows. My fiance, Karolina Hibovska. That's a tough name to say, buddy, especially how it's spelled. I said Chabalska at first because you're like, what?
It sounds like you did a good job, though. I was convinced.
Yeah, Karolina Hibovska. Yeah, no, it's with a CH. It's very, very. I had to get used to that. My family, everybody that supports me, fans, everyone. Thank you. Obviously, I wouldn't be here without anybody. And yeah.
Thank you.
And that's everyone. But yeah, all the people that are very loving and supporting my life. And I appreciate you, Stephen, bringing me back on always, man. You're a rock star.
I appreciate that.
Oh, and my agent, Crystal. And Wendy, my publicist.
Crystal, Wendy, yep. We love you. We appreciate you. Keep our
yes.
Eric busy and active and making money.
We're working on it.
Making money.
Thanks, guys.
Well, I wish you the best, Eric. As you know, I mean, we're going to close out, but you can stay on the line. We'll have a quick personal closeout.
Okay, cool.
Once we're out of here. All great things, Erik Fellows. Where do you want people to connect to you?
You can connect with me on my Instagram, Erik Fellows Official. It's ERIK Fellows, FELLOWS Official, Erik Fellows Official. My Facebook, Erik Fellows. My Twitter, Erik Fellows. And Erik Fellows, just Erik Fellows.
Awesome. All great things, Erik Fellows. Please make sure Divorce Bait.
Divorce Bait, people.
Love the cover art too. Very well done.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. They did a good job. I'm excited about this one, man. We'll see. Well, I'm excited about all of them, but yeah, this is really cool. It's a good team.
This one's elevated for you. There's just something different about it. Starfucker suited you well. This, it brings another element about you and visual that I really, really like.
Yeah, no, I'm excited about it. It's wait till you see the film. Wait till you see the bike scene. Oh boy.
Oh, I'm watching it.
You'll see. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna text me and go, bro, what the fuck? It's funny. Oh. Well, thank you guys so much for having me, man.
You're welcome. Thank you, Eric. Thank you to everyone who's been with us today on Power 98.5 Satellite Radio. Whether you're listening to us on power985.com, Alexa, or the iOS or Android app, always take Power 98.5 with you everywhere and make it your premier home destination for all things music, sports, news, entertainment, and more. Don't forget to check the schedule. Oh my God. I was like, what the heck is talking? It's Alexa. Alexa, be quiet. Oh my God. I need to unplug her sometimes. I really do. Cause it's like, I was like, wait a minute, who's talking? How is that? Where is that coming from? All great things. Power 98.5 is your premier destination for all those great things. Once again, it's free. You know, you don't need an email or a phone number or an account. It's you just download the app, you add it into your you know who, if I say Alexa skill, and don't want it to go off again, and enjoy. We're always adding new music. We've got a couple new tracks that's going to be added today. We just added over 50 new songs to the station within the last week. We're not like any other station here. We know what the listeners want. There's so much new music out every single day, and I have a very good team, and I'm there with them to curate the best for you in a pop of, in the areas of pop and independent music artists and that support. You're not going to listen and hear the same music over and over and over again for months on end. It is constantly recirculating, but we're also at the same time regenerating a new feel and a new vibe all the time through the music. Power 98.5 is not your typical radio station. We don't have all those obnoxious ads in between. We'll have little shout outs and little things here and there. It runs like it is a commercial free radio station. It doesn't mean that we're not going to want to include that eventually down the road, but usually if we're going to do any shout outs or something complimentary, it's going to be within our show. Also, please check out Jay Wolf, JWXLF, his latest article with Marcos Papadopoulos with Digital Journal. The new song, Jay Wolf's new song, and I'm going to get back to it so I have all the specifics here. Yeah, Fire in My Heart. I should have it memorized. I got a lot in my head. I'm going to remember it. Fire in My Heart by Jay Wolf debuts, released on all platforms December 15th. Very excited for you to hear this. The opening of the track, you will hear a clip from my interview with Jay Wolf of me asking him a question and him giving an answer. And as he shared in the Digital Journal article, I chose to add that part of the interview because the question Stephen Cuoco asked and my answer was so deep to me that I had to really look inside myself. It's a very moving song that involves so much energy, drive, and momentum. It's meant to inspire you and make you go after your dreams. Very excited. He's the first music artist to have ever done this in a way to where he had taken someone that works in public relations and media and who has a radio show to have taken this part clip of his interview and put this in his track. So on record, Jay Wolf is the first one to have ever done this. To have done it in a way to where he's included somebody in several different areas in business. It's just remarkable. I'm blown away when he asked my permission if he could do this. And I was like, I never had a music artist or somebody asked if they could do that. And that's what he did. And God's answering prayers here because he knows I want to get back into acting, just like Erik, get into high quality production, film, scripted, unscripted. My good friend Andrew, Andrew Gray, he said, Steven, find supporting roles. He said this way you won't be, tied into anything specific. You can work on several different projects, if you've got a supporting role. So a lot of my friends, producers, directors, they know, put me in a project, and things like this happen. This was God's way of saying it's going to happen. It's going to continue to happen, very unexpectedly. And just to know the support of my connections in the media, like, you know what, we get it. We like this, we want to be the first to talk about it. Let's get the exclusive. Well, there you go. Marcos Papadatos, big shout out. Thank you. Digital Journal, once again, J Wolf J, and then WXLF, Fire in My Heart. Debuts on all platforms, December 15th. Have a great day, everyone. Remember, I've got Brooklyn Web, December 13th, 9 a.m. Pacific time. We will have that video ready for you. And also, great job to Eric. Love his the promo video he created for us. Michael J. Pearson, that's available now on all podcast platforms to catch up on all things actor Michael J. Pearson, where he talks about his film, Symphony, directed and written by Jason Regusta. Have a great day, everyone. And catch me on social media as well. Steven Cuoco. All things Steven Cuoco. StevenCuoco.
Friend us on your socials and let's connect.